Right. Top sub accounts, the they're having a sale. I think they're about uh like 30 something dollars. I went out and bought two top sub accounts and gonna try to um follow a strict rule set. Some like max two trades a day, 300 a day max loss. 350 take profit per trade. Or so 150 loss per trade, 250 take profit, or a total of 700 on the day. Just real quick run through. So gold, see how gold's playing out. Silver. Ideally, I just don't want to rush into anything because I gotta head somewhere at around 9:20, so probably shouldn't be putting myself in this predicament, but I think I'll probably place one trade if the time allows for it, but I won't try to rush into something here. So just going based off of sorry. So silver silver longs, potential long-term bullish is what I'm looking for on silver. Um do I currently like this as a potential setup? I think it's a little scary. Um right, just as far as we're coming near to this line here, right? We did consolidate here and had this drop lower, so it's a key area to watch out for. In general, this consolidation zone, we are approaching that consolidation zone, so I want to be mindful of that before going down to these lower time frames. We also did hit this area here. So ideally, I want to continue to look for just these areas here, right? Uh, what do I see here? Could we perhaps see something like this again? Just this here. It's consolidation for a while. Took a good little consolidation, good little consolidation. Ideally, I would like to see something like this occur before even thinking about entering, right? We are just consolidating in this area. We had this push almost down to the lowest low. Ideally, maybe if I enter here, I would like to wait for this to continue to come down lower. Maybe past this consolidation zone, been consolidating. We have this big push, probably trapping the buyers. So I've got my eyes on it, but I just don't think that ideally it's something that I want to enter just yet. I continue to look at everything else like micro S&P. Um, the S&P is coming to a certain area where ideally I would like to look for short. Um, Perhaps in this area here. What I want to take a look at is First, I mean, I can start off with let's see, seasonality. Spy Max Payne. Let's take a look at Spy Max Payne and see what we're looking like currently. So Spy. All right. So Spy here currently. Take a look at something like the 20th so we can see Max Payne 629. Currently, where are we on Spy? Take a look at Weevil. I'm gonna take a look at Spy. We're currently sitting at 629. Currently sitting in this area where Max Payne, as far as today, if we check to see, we are very a lot of people positioning themselves for that big push downwards. Go ahead and move itself somewhere towards the 22nd. And just take a look at that and see how we are positioned towards the end of the month. 629 Pain, Max Pain. Um, what do I see here? Also, we do look like we are positioned. If I'm going to take anything on SPY, it would probably be long here until at least take a look at the seasonality. Hopefully, we can get a clue there as well. We take a look at the S&P 500. We take a look at, see what time it is, 8:53. And then we go ahead and we take a look at something like here. Does look like we could be positioning ourselves for something. A move. That could be this here, ideally. So I'm going to be mindful of where we are. So I think these highs are definitely something that we could be targeting. Just there. Um, just go ahead and mark this as well. Something to be mindful about. Right. So uh any areas to keep a lookout for here. Gonna take a look for there. And right with this area here, gonna go ahead and just one area of interest. The setup here, just we were currently positioned in the market. Do think that we could be looking at, see if something like Quaven. So all I'm really doing now is trying to get context from the market in order to um, sort of get an idea of where we are. So XLF, XOK. So XOC, XOK. So what do we have? What do we have it? Where do we have it? We have defensives down. We have XLF. So XLE, energy, XLB. Um, what else do I see? XLU, XLC, XLK. This is telling, right? Definitely telling, but so XLB, XLE, energy, natural gases and stuff. Uh, what would that be for? So I think natural gases could be something to keep an eye out for. Just thinking of ideally where we are in the market, what's going on, right? We know um, everything going on with the tariff talks and everything. Uh, that's coming. That's coming sooner or later too. We did knock out all of this liquidity. Um, so I just got to be mindful and I got to remember that I really could just be positioning myself for like some long-term trade and I'm probably going to take profit at like 700. So I really don't do myself any justice looking for these long-term trades when I'm just going to trade it so quickly. So if SPY continues to go up, I think this can continue to dump. It would be a good Axel E energy would be good to look at as far as, energy doesn't look too bad on the daily. This sort of looks like a consolidating, failed to go down, consolidating, coming down. I'm gonna take a position here. Consolidating. Okay. Failed to go lower, consolidating. And this does look like it's starting to make its move up. So I do want to make sure that I'm positioned correctly for micros, and I do want to enter one trade here, probably trade place a stop loss at the low. Okay, before before I just go ahead and do that, I want to make sure that there's one trade here. I like it. I'm gonna give it a chance. No, ideally, am I positioned correctly? The lack of liquidity here on the natural gas micros is just absurd. But ideally, I think it looks like a good potential setup here.
Find your favorite movies and TV on YouTube.
Oh, all right. So this thing isn't moving. Is it just me or am I like missing something here? What's the micro doing? 'All right. Natural gas. No sign of life whatsoever. Uh, 5 minute. Okay, so ideally I would like for it to try to knock out some lows before I enter this position long. Um, I need it to give me a reason. Just consolidating around this area. I need to come down and then I want to enter a long term. So it's something I want to wait for because this isn't really convincing. It's consolidating here. I mean, who's to say that I just so happen to pick the correct time to go long on this, right? And if we were to go lower, ideally, I wouldn't be positioning myself here real good. Oh man. Oh, I don't think you can see that, can you? You can't do that. I tried. Um, Now, do I just think that this is a breakout? Not necessarily. I'm not really sold by the idea. So let's just look at the chart here. What about yes? Let me find something that's convincing instead of trying to force something. Yes. Yes looks good here. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. A long here on ES does look convincing. Only sitting at around what are we sitting around? 629. So what are some key levels? See if this will help me out at all. Um, Spy, Max Payne, we'll do something like 806. We'll try to look at this here. Take a look at these big areas. So straight off the bat, we have we currently sitting at 629. So 628, 630, and 634. So 628, 630, 628, 630, 634. Um, and that just so happens to be here 634. You know, 628 currently we are in this trend. I'm gonna go long here. Probably gonna wait for some sort of retracement. We can get that here in this area or somewhere where I can tap into and get in on this trade and probably target these highs. - 634, target these highs, target anywhere around here. So what time are we currently sitting at? 9:10. Okay. 9:20. Um, so why do I think that will fail to go lower and continue higher? Okay, so there are a few reasons why. Just the way we're positioned on the short term, we are overloaded on puts with the majority of people being uh hedging their positions or whatnot with a 588 uh, trade. I think it has to just continue to burn these contracts out. Um, and then again, if we saw the seasonal, something like SPY is,
Watch baseball live with Super Game Day. YouTube
I think we have to make
Live.
one more leg above where we're currently sitting. I do want to wait for retracement. I don't just want to go in on there. Intraday, I do like that. Banks and stuff like that was up. Probably not tech. QQQ, who knows? Who knows how QQQ is doing? But I want to wait for a. I want to wait for the retracement here. If we do get any of some sort, we'll probably see a retracement continue, knock out these highs or this high, whatever. So happens to be, we might even start to form a triple top here, continue lower, and then move up. But as long as I can get a lower fill and not necessarily something all the way up here, it's not an area that ideally I would want to position myself for any sort of trade here. I think the trade is happening, and just to enter here isn't really ideal. Natural gas just continuing to consolidate here. Ideally, this is a sort of trade I would look for. Enter, take this up. But not gonna rush into anything, probably gonna call it for today. If I do place a trade, then I'll be sure to update. So